All right, excellent afternoon to all those who are watching us across the states in Nigeria. I would like to start off by saying life itself is like an instrumental drama. Yes, because a stage play with so many actors with different scripts and so many forces, each, competing to play out their own individual roles and, of course, hoping to get to the end of the film as stars. And the diverse of our rules and the, will I say, variance of our script is also essential when it comes to life itself. Again, I say welcome to another interesting episode of Real Talk with Kike. I'm your convener, Kike Lomaton, and I have my co-host here, Damilola. Dami, how you doing?
I'm beautiful. I'm doing very well, of
Good
course.
to know.
You've started giving us back-to-back Christmas colors. What's happening?
These are, don't join them. Don't join those that have... don't let me come after you.
Bright colors. Good afternoon, dear viewers from everywhere you're watching us. It's another beautiful day to showcase the RTWK show. Like Kike said when she opened her speech, life is indeed a drama. And I always say God is the ultimate director. He directs our parts day in, day out. Whatever you're doing at this time, please find a seat to relax and watch the show with us. It's going to be a good ride this Thursday.
All right. So on this day in history, I think it's important for us to remind our people that exactly 25 years ago in 1997, Shehu Musa Yar'Adua was a soldier, a politician, a businessman, name it, and of course a brother to the former late president Shehu Omawumi Yar'Adua, who died in prison. I think it's important for us to hear more on this history. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, Damilola, quickly, what's your take on this day in history segment?
I think since yesterday when I saw this, I've been going through and checking a lot of things about him. And it's a very interesting lifetime for former president, vice president. He was the vice president of Nigeria, de facto vice president of Nigeria between the years when he served in the military rule. And of course, I also saw that he was described as a leading light for Nigerian political development. He died as an active member of the SDP party. And I know that a lot of things have been recorded under his name, and he was also known as the bridge builder and the pillar of the modern day democracy and a force to reckon with. And all of these attributes, I also read that he garnered them and he gained them from his father, who was described as a positive influence of strength and character and capacity in leadership. There's a whole lot I read about Musa Yar'Adua, but I'm also going to ask you and what is history recording about us today?
All right, many thanks for that submission. I think going away from the political submission that you've just given on insight, I think I like the fact that, I want to tilt towards this foundation, and I feel that that is what actually part our ways as we forge ahead in life. I like the fact that his own father actually paved the way for him, and his other 5 children from his last wife, I don't know if that's the only wife, I stand to be corrected, are also doing well. One of them was a minister and the likes and all of that. So for me, I like when you can, chart your path outside your parents, regardless, even if they have given you a good foundation. But hey, I like the fact that on this day in history segment, actually remind us of how we'll be remembered and what we are leaving behind in terms of legacy. I think it's time for a quick message from our sponsors. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, away from the regular political discussion and economic pressure when it comes to discussion on this platform, and of course overwhelmed on the mainstream news today. Well, it's not out of place to say that it's time for us to just stay away from the political conversation, even though we're in the political season. Yes, well, I think that it's important for us to actually throw some light or drift away from the political matters into a relaxed discussion, you know, into a, when I say into entertainment, yes, you know, we never can tell, you know, as we go further in this on this discussion, we can actually, you know, tilt towards something political in our trending segment, or of course in our conversation with our guest, because I know that she's well-rounded like that. Anyways, yes, into the entertainment scene, guys, the movie industry still keeps holding Nigeria together in a suffering and smiling situation. Yeah, that is how I would like to describe the talk show today. Yes, the topic today. And on this edition, you know, I'm keeping it real with a music and movie star to discuss a trendy movie that was just premiered last week. And, you know, I think it's important for us to quickly get up. Let me bring the energy because of your voice. I like to call you the Edo woman with the powerful voice. There, that is who you are. And I know that, you know, you and I have been on different platforms, yes, even different events and all of that. Yes, but it's an honor, let me say, to have you on the live show today on Real Talk with Kike Show.
So
how are you doing today? You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I remember if I don't know the lyrics,
nobody,
I know the vibe.
People don't know the lyrics, but they know the vibe. But I'm great. Thank you so much. I'm amazing. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So let's just move straight to the topic at hand. You know, a movie Palava. Yeah, our Palava connection today. So what is Palava? You know, in my head, I'm thinking, what is Palava all about? Yes, I was fortunate to join your live Instagram live session today. So I've gotten a bit of the themes and all of that. But for those who are just, you know, watching us, listening to us, what is Palava? And I think that you should tell us what the cinema goers, so to speak, will be looking out for, the fanatics and all that. What should they be expecting? Without not giving us all the old
No, definitely. That one, I cannot do that. How will we gather our funds? Palava is a movie. It's a family movie that is, you know, that has its twists and turns. So it's not like every normal Christmas movie, you know, they are going to see in the cinema. It's very relatable. It's very family oriented, and it's really fun, you know. For people that go to see it, even if for anything you don't want to go because of the fine people in there, the stellar cast. But I promise you, the film is funny. It's arguably one of the best films in the cinemas right now.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And I can't say I affiliate or fraternize myself with something that is not excellent, because I always strive. The spirit of excellence is around me.
It lives in you.
You understand? It lives in me. Yeah, but it's a beautiful movie. I'm so proud to be a part of this movie.
Fantastic. Okay. I'd like to know, having looked at your journey in the entertainment industry over 2 decades, I don't know if this is your first movie Or
No.
what number is this for you? And moving forward, are you going to be doing more movies?
Ooh, I'm beginning to lose count because
great.
yes, definitely this is over. This is like I've gone over the 2 digits now. So but I'm very wary about the roles that I take because I want to just go in and come out, but be intentional about what I do. So whatever I do, I always stand out, you know. But for this one, this is a first for me because I took more roles than, you know, like the usual, more scenes. And I had to go into a particular character. I was an older woman, you know, with a nice accent. It was so challenging, but it was so fulfilling for me. So that's why I'm particularly proud of this one.
Well, so moving forward,
Yeah.
Moving forward.
I don't know. I feel like nothing is set in stone, you know. Like I just finished recording my album. It has gone into post-production right now. By the grace of God, it will come out before the end of the first quarter next year. And I still have my own productions that I'm also handling. And I still have some scripts too. So nothing is set in stone, really and truly.
All right, fantastic that you'll be able to at least tell us or interpret the roles that you played in this movie Palava.
Yeah.
But I'd like to know, you know, I know you sing, and I know that when it comes to your vocals, you know, you're like a distant catcher, so to speak, amongst the crowd and all of that. I must say that it's a voice that everybody loves to listen to, especially when you want to have high spirits. So it's not that I'm trying to...
I know you're not gassing me.
But how was your talent switch like, you know, when it comes to singing and acting in the same movie, even though I know that, you know, it has a bit of comic in it.
Well, I can tell you this. In fact, you know what? You people will have to go and watch and see. But it wasn't that much of a challenge for me because the funny thing is that I didn't even do much singing. The person who did much singing, I'm telling you, I'm telling you,
that was a shocker for me.
Look, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, if you need to go and watch this film to see what I'm saying, like, I was shocked. When I was watching it, it didn't seem like he was Uncle RMD. He seemed like he was the character that they made the film out to be. Mannerisms, everything. God. I don't know how to tell you without giving too much away. That's the best I can say.
Okay, if we look at the Nollywood industry now, it's the second largest movie production industry in the world. After the Hollywood, we have the Nollywood. What do you think the Nollywood can also do better, looking at where we're coming from? And now that we are in the last 5 years, a lot of cinema movies have grown. We've contributed to the GDP. So what do you think we can now do better moving forward, knowing that this year is rounding up already, taking Palava as a case study?
I feel like we're on the right track. I feel like everything goes better as time and age goes on. I feel like I'm more of an optimist, not a pessimist. So I'd rather talk about the good things that are happening as opposed to saying, oh, I feel like this could be better. And I don't necessarily do that Nollywood cabal thing, you know. I've been gracious enough to go into the industry and I've been received with so much, you know, love and warmth, you know. So I don't, honestly, I won't tell you a lie. The only thing I'll probably say is that, if for distribution, they should make sure that, you know, the cinemas have ample time to show these films, you know, and then show them at hours when people will be able to go and watch. For outside of that, everything is just smooth sailing. Thank God for VODs, that's what they call them now, video on demand. So if the film not tough reach to enter cinema, one person will free collector. Or cinema go do you won't finish.
They'll take it to other channels.
All right, so listening to that and talking about that, you know, we know that this movie is part of the loaded stars in it and all of that. And in a single movie, I'm seeing about 6-7 stars in it, and I'm wondering, hey, this Palava movie, you know, obviously it's trending and all of that. But and I'm glad that you touched on the VOD. How do you deal with copyright, with things like that, you know, knowing that, as I said, when one, so to speak, organization finishes with this movie, another cinema movie or, you know, individual just look for how to generate revenue or promote the movie. How do you deal with copyright?
Well, I would leave that conversation to the production.
Okay.
of, you know, Palava. But as a producer, wearing my many other hats, one of the things that this video on demand platforms have done for us is to reduce the number of
Pirated copies.
pirated copies.
Yeah.
And these days, how many people have video CDs?
It's fast going into extinction.
It's fast going into extinction. So most people will rely on what's it called? All these YouTube.
Online YouTube.
You can't go to YouTube. How many times do you go? Because the people, if you go to, aside from going, if you go to like YouTube now, and you go and put an illegal download, Netflix will look for it and will take it down. So it's very hard these days for piracy to really, except for Oyibo fame, you know, for this our third world. But Nigerian movies is really hard for piracy to really affect the growth of and exposure of the film, and I'm really thankful for that.
I think one of the other things I noticed was the soundtrack in Palava. Very different from the usual Nigerian movie soundtrack. Do you have an idea how that came about, and were you also on the soundtrack, and how many soundtracks have you worked on?
I wasn't on the soundtrack on this one. I try as much as possible to remove Omawumi the musician from Omawumi the actor. Okay. Most people want to merge the two, but I always try to make them understand that Omawumi the actor is equally as strong as Omawumi the musician. So very rarely do you see, but in my work it comes together. But for outside, because when you talk about my music, I won't bill you like an actor. I will bill you like a musician. And that's usually, you know. So for this particular body of work, no, they did not have my music on it. But I'd like to give kudos to the writers, because most of the music you hear on the song are original soundtracks.
Wow.
Yes, nothing
Copyrighted.
from nothing copyrighted, nothing from lifted from. It's original and it's very catchy. That's why I say you should go and watch it, because half of an like how yeah, so kudos to the writers. And I think that like the lead song, which is Palava Day, was co-written by one of the producers at Inglot. So I think that they did a good job. They are amazing.
All right, fantastic. You know, talking about originality, you know, and I know that that's one thing that we are beginning to tilt towards when it comes to our craft, you know, creativity and the likes and all of that. You know, I just watched the trailer and quickly went on YouTube to quickly watch a few clips and all of that. And I must say that, you know, at the end of the movie, you know, for you all stars coming together to sing and see RMD actually go on and all that, was that really planned? Because, or did you guys go for any vocal class or something? Or, you know, tell us.
You will have to be there. I myself, I was taken aback, because I was like, wait, this is not what happened on the day we were shooting. You know, when we sang, but it didn't sound as nice as, you know, when it came out. I was like, wow. So that's why I say kudos to the director,
Akim Olayon.
Akim Olayon. He did a fantastic job.
I think he was also the director of some of the Nigerian movies, Prophetess, that have gone to the cinemas,
yes. He did that.
Yes, he did.
Oh my God.
Yes, he did.
That's one of my favorite movies. That's aside from Palava. Oh my God.
You're talking about Palava here. Can you concentrate?
Because you're giving kudos to the same guy.
So kudos to the director, Akim Olayon. He did an amazing job. He made everything so believable. And you know, one thing I must tell you is that the cast, they were also I've never been in this type of cast before where there was just
you all are into each other.
Yeah, synergy was
no
amazing.
negative energy. Not that you people are pretending.
No, there was no such thing.
I think that transition even after the movie into you guys actually. You know, I've seen that on social.
Yeah, you know, like before now, Auntie Yabo is somebody that I've always admired on social media. You know, she's the TikTok queen, but I've never really, you know, like had
been in the same personal space.
Exactly. And when I did, I was in so much admiration of her. I was like, you are so cool. Like, you know, she don't send anybody, just quiet, just there her own JJ. When she wants to contribute, the character will just go 360 there. She'll be like, I'm telling you. And everybody was just, as for Bisola, angel. Even Beverly, that you would think is quiet, Everybody had mouth. Baby Osu, mad woman. And then on set we used to share a lot of food and gist and food. We sometimes, even when we wanted to rap, we didn't want to go home. We're like, oh God. And the location, I don't know where we get that house. The location was beautiful, perfect. Outdoor settings. It had this old grunge taste to it, and then outdoor pool. So sometimes some people just carry a bathing suit once we don't shoot finish. Yeah, they don't cut. So yeah.
All right. So tell me about location, because again, you know, I was privy to your IG live, you know.
Yeah.
And I heard a few of yourself and your other colleagues talk about how you guys were able to transition, or always trying to stay away from daylight and all of that. And I think that, you know, that quickly made me go to YouTube again to quickly go and check a few of the scenes and all of that. But do you as actor, you know, kind of contribute to scenes like that when a director would tell you, no, this is how I think that it should go? Do you think, do you guys have?
We do that a lot. Bisola does that a lot. Bisola is our what do you call, class prefect. She'll be like, hey, Conti, there's something as continuity. There's something you didn't see in this person. So allow people to do their job. Say, no, mommy, we are all in the film. Yeah. If this film comes out good, it's good. If it comes out bad, it's bad. But because our director is like also like superhuman, so there wasn't much of that, you know. But yes, we contributed. We also, there was this team spirit, you know. So when you know how production is now, sometimes things, maybe one thing spoil or something happen, maybe say will make us
deficit,
like delay, that will make us delay for a longer time. We're all patient, and it wasn't easy dealing with that kind of cast. I'm talking about almost 10 to 15 people will be say everybody in a large cast. Yeah, exactly.
All right, I think it's important for us to go on a quick break to get the message from our sponsors. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, one else. All right, glad to know you're with us. In case you just joined the show, today's conversation is about the, will I say, Inkblood production, and of course the Film One Entertainment film titled Palava. And with us is in the studio is a powerful artist and award-winning songwriter. All right, many thanks for all you've shared thus far about me. But quickly, let me open our phone lines, because I know that quite a number of your fans would like to connect with you. Remember, you can be part of this conversation by calling the studio number 009887740, showing on your screen right now. And we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, both on Silverbird platform, and of course on Real Talk with Kike platform. And let me come to you. Yes, we're streaming live. We stream live on those platforms, knowing that mainstream are taking the center stage entertainment today. So you just have to evolve as you go.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So, you know, talking about, with all that you've shared thus far about this movie, you know, let me start by saying that our films, you know, are doing well on Netflix, and of course in terms of buying, and of course, you know, in terms of the content of global audience that has been globally accepted by quite a number of people. You know, as an entrepreneur, I cannot help but ask when it comes to things like when I say entertainers come on the platform, I'll be asking, hey, can you multiply this to naira, to paper, you know, in terms of monetization and the likes and all of that. So, you know, with all the noise that this movie is making right now, let's talk about the gains, the bad gains, you know, is it as profitable as the, you know, foreign films on Netflix?
Well, like I said, because I'm not in the production part of this, some of these things I might not be, and I don't have the authority to, you know, like speak on them. No, not even disclose. Now, you know, what did they know that they disclose? I'm not who could know. But yeah, I feel like there's still a margin, and now I'm talking from my own point of view as a producer. There's still a margin compared to cost of production and cost of what you get, like your profits, compared to, you know, international films. But I would tell you this much, that compared to what we used to get before, it's really high now. It's so pleasing to see that actors are getting well paid now as opposed to before.
Interesting.
Yes.
People have diverse views
about that. It depends on if you've paid your dues.
Well, I think
exactly. If you've paid your dues and you've done your due diligence, you've done your work, you can say, this is how much I'm charging. And before, when I was in the music industry, compared to what actors were taking, I'd be like, you will stay on this set for weeks. And that's what I would collect in 30 minutes on stage. But now, it's arguably getting there or over super it person. So I think if we're going to talk in that aspect, to give kudos to whoever is making that happen. You know, now you can actually put your money in and see your returns.
So could it be, you know, apologies, could it be about maybe partnership sometimes? I know that there are quite a number of, you know, states, government coming, partnership,
I don't know about government.
But in terms of partnership, do you think that has contributed to the profit?
Yeah, definitely. Because everybody, partnership, collaborations, of course, you know, because you might have something, I might have something. I remember the first movie that exceeded, what is it called? That was Wedding Party. There were 5 production companies. You know, it was Kike.
Yes.
5 production companies on that film, and look at how good it did. You know, so definitely collaborations, they are the way to go right now. If I'm my next production, I can't do it by myself. I have to make sure that distribution, you're coming on board. What are you bringing to the table? Yes, added value. Because I don't have all instruments, I built equipment. Equipment people, production. What are you come on board? What are you bringing to the table? Actors, back end, take your when we say finish, we will give you your extra. So collaborations are the way to go now. Yes, I agree with you.
I know that one of the movies that did very well also in the cinema, King of Boys. Kudos to Kemi Aditiba. She was also on that Wedding Party movie. Yes. And from the experience of a filmmaker to at least I started directing a few jobs. I started this like 14 years ago as a baby. Yes, so I have a deep knowledge of the industry.
And then you are now making me put myself in high jump.
No, today I'm a broadcaster. When I'm on set, I'm a director. So now I'd like you to expatiate again on investment, because I know that a lot of deficits that we're also talking about in the industry. When I sit as a broadcaster, I like to engage people in this, like she said, perspective. I know that a lot of deficits we have is in terms of money. Yes. A few production companies appreciate talents and they pay them as due. Yes. Somebody who wants to charge 2 million, if you say, okay, I have 1.5, it's still quite relative.
Yes.
Other than say, no, my production can only afford 500,000.
They will be okay.
Do you understand? Now you will find a 500,000 naira actor for that movie.
But it will now bring 500,000 naira acting.
Good. That's the value. Now, for me, investment. All right,
apologies, I have to interrupt that line of thought. That question was getting too long.
Yes.
All right, so we have a caller on the line. Many thanks for calling. I don't think I got the name. What's your contribution on the topic at hand? All right, I guess we lost the call.
Oh dear.
Okay, so I was talking about investments majorly. What would you tell the other side of Nollywood? Nollywood is grouped into 3, but other one body. Yeah. Like the Yoruba sector, a lot of times I found out that some of our people do not do well in putting funds together to attract even bigger investors, banks, and all of that. So what are you going to be telling people as this regards looking at Palava movie doing well in the cinema?
Well, I feel like this now real why you give me so. Well, Jesus is here, so we'll all answer together. I feel like she said earlier, collaboration is also key. One thing I've noticed, because I'm also an avid fan of the Yoruba industry. So it gives me great joy now to see Yoruba movies that are coming out and are doing as well, or matching the same thing, the same exposure and money as feature films. And it's unfortunate that we had to grow from little to get to this point. But now that we've gotten to this point and people are paying more attention to that industry, because the Yoruba film industry, they are amazing storytellers, arguably one of the best storytellers in the game. So now that it is like that, I feel like collaborations is the way to go. I don't know how to answer your question without coming off a certain way. So that's why I'm just trying to keep it as vague as possible.
All right. Let's move away from that.
Through my opinion is very touchy. Instead of while I'm mirroring for.
All right, let's move away from that.
Let's go back to Palava.
Let's go back to Palava. Thank you. With all that is happening right now, and of course, you've featured with a lot of stars that I know that you're familiar with. from your socials in terms of interaction and all of that. How do you think another individual who will be coming on this role, as with the role you played, do you think that the person will be, embraced, knowing that there are quite a number of, all sorts of issues that happens in the industry? What do you have to say to this?
Well, I feel like irrespective of whatever is happening, like I said, I don't really pay attention to the, the negative side. Does it exist? And would they see something? Something my mother says. Say now, a husband where they look in your face, now they don't say your they vex. So I'm not a cuckoo. They look anybody. But one thing I know, and I've learned from experience, is that excellence is indispensable. So whoever you are and whatever you are doing, whatever line you intend to toe, make sure that the spirit of excellence, you must make sure that you do it with such impeccability that people will not be, they won't be able to say anything other than, let's just give her her flowers. You understand? She tried, you understand? So that's my take on.
Or apologies, I'll have to interrupt your line of
please
thought. It's been on my matter. I
It's
can't
okay.
really hear them, but I'm being told that we have a call out the line. If you can hear me, please, what's your name? Please go straight to the topic at hand in terms of your contribution on the topic. Please go ahead. Are you there?
Okay. You say you be waiting.
What did you say?
Yeah, this is Professor Ben. I'm watching the program, Young Guys program.
Thank
Very
you.
interested.
All right.
I will be with you later. Very soon. I just got from Nigeria.
Calling from Ghana. Oh, interesting. I'm sure the person is streaming live.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Omawumi, you've said a lot, and I think, are you there?
Yes.
Hosanna, talk to us. Did you want to say something?
Yes, I just want to say thank you for all Nigeria and the masses of Nigeria.
All right.
You guys should what you are doing, and also.
All right, fantastic one, right? So, Omawumi, you've shared a lot, and I see how you've, flogged the word excellence back to back. And I think that Nollywood movies today, in terms of our content, is like a reminder of excellence with how much we have evolved thus far. And I feel that this actually tilts towards us owning our own content as Africans and telling it as it is.
Yes.
So does that mean that, with this comic movie, which I feel that is fantastic when it comes to what is happening today in our society.
Yes.
It's tense. There's a lot of toxicity in the environment, especially with the political scene right now. I must ask you, do you think, or does that mean that we cannot have maybe scientific friction, knowing that technology, has taken the center stage today, and our movies to have to kind of find a way to find a balance with that?
Well, I think that we are on our way. When they want to compare us to Abroadians, I will not tell them that Abroadians, they've been for how many years in Nigeria?
Just about 67.
60 something. How many years we are Abroadians? 100 and 200 and 300 and they don't die, they don't wake up, they don't die, they don't wake up. So I feel like because if we venture into those genres, are definitely something that we should look into. I feel like we can continue to do that by also telling stories that are peculiar to us. That's why I like Yoruba film. Yes, I like epics. That's why I like them, because you will see somebody, you just see bird flying in it, they're like, sister, with with human hair, like, So I feel we should continue to tell these stories, peculiar to us and our experiences, and in relation to sci-fi and all those fantasies. But to truly, if we want to go and follow them right now with what we have,
All right, apologies. One of your fans from Benin is calling right now as an Edo person.
Okay, no, well, I'm in Shekiri, but we are all from the same place. So carry on. I'm a Bender girl.
Many thanks for calling, Blessing. What's your contribution on the topic at hand?
Good afternoon.
Excellent.
Good afternoon.
I want to say I'm very happy to see Omawumi at the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm looking forward to see the movie Palava.
Yes,
YouTube
please.
already.
No, it's not going. Don't do YouTube. It's in the cinema,
Cinemas.
auntie, and it's coming out tomorrow live in all cinemas. So it's there for Benin right now, actually. For the two, which cinema? Cabo, Abikado. All the two cinemas are there. So please go and watch it. Blessing.
All right, so Omawumi, with caller even for you educating them right now, I know that we have to round up now. Because our commentators, the technical directors, the madam, round up, madam. You know, I like you said on your IG live, you also mentioned in one of your submissions that you've recorded some music a few weeks ago and the likes and all of that. I'd like to ask, you know, what should people be looking out for your fans? Also, is the fact that can you please tell people where the movie Palava, where they can watch across the states in Nigeria?
Yeah. Okay. So with regards to my music, definitely what you're getting is more me, more self-expression, more freedom. More day your day make a day my day. You understand what I mean? Just everybody day in day, more of that, and you know, more good music, definitely more interesting features. Also, Palava, you can watch it. It's out in the cinemas everywhere in Nigeria. It's out in the cinemas. I can't wait for you to watch this film. If the film not suit you, send me a message. I will give you your money back when you take it.
All right, Bossy from Ogun State. Apology. This will be our last call for the show today. Bossy, please go ahead. Calling from Ogun State.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, blessing. All right. Another blessing.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Megbele, I'm very happy to see you.
Thank you. This person
God bless you.
Amen.
So, I really wish you well.
Amen.
Thank you.
But my contribution,
Yes.
I remember when these people were coming up, I think there were opportunities for you to grow up your time. But it's difficult for those younger ones to grow up now. You know, I want you, Megbele, to know about it. I mean, I know you so well. When we were looking at next picture, Mashi, you are this kind of discipline.
You know me.
My home person.
I want you to add this into your industry so that the future colleagues will remember you more.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
I think in the summary what he said he knew you when you were growing up with your sister. He knew the struggles and all of that. How is it okay for you to also do for the upcoming ones for them to get to the center stage?
Oh, you see, it's a misconception that a lot of people have about people, creatives, artists, and I'm sure that you've also had that thrown at you every once in a while. There's so much that you can do for people, and not everybody has the tenacity to learn, to be patient, to withstand, to be consistency, to be hardworking, you know, to go through that process, to be dogged, to go through it. I can tell you for a fact that all of us here, I don't know all of us, both of you personally, but I can tell from your strong characters that you have definitely, you know, like clawed through some walls to get to this point where you are. And some of us now that are coming up do not understand that concept. Do you understand?
They just want to get rich quick. You know,
yes, so that's fine. So you want something and I say, okay, Mama, please expose me. Okay, let me go and listen to your music. I go and listen to your music. It's not good.
But how do I know? How do you communicate that to someone?
How you want to tell person say, Matt, they smell.
Oh, Mommy, we have to go now. Many thanks for all your insight thus far on this movie Palava, and we wish you the very best, personally and at your career and your family front as well, because I see a bit of your daughter when she's recording you. All right, enough of that. So when you say you don't know us personally, we know you. You know
just like the caller said, I know her sister.
Quickly. All right, you know, many thanks again. But let's go to the last segment of the show. We call it trending story. This is a story that binds us as Nigerians.
I see.
These are stories that I can say unite us as well. And the first trending story that caught our attention, you know, when I was opening the show, I was telling them, you guys don't worry, we might tilt towards, you know, politics a little bit. And even I just remembered one question, right? I don't know if I have time to quickly chip this. They're saying no. Mommy, I need to ask you. You know, I'm sorry, we'll go to trending. with what is going on right now in the political scene, and we have the likes of I would like to refer to them as some of your colleagues, you know, especially the Yoruba industry. We have the Olaya who came out, you know, naked, saying that, you know, I'm buying or you know, praying for a particular candidate and all that. Can you say it's a bit of the drama that they went to study in school that have brought that side of them out? I'm sorry, just in 30 seconds, you can help me before the technical director started saying, Madam,
if you ask me,
hey,
now I go out.
The matter where we see, so sing up.
it's ready for my
You don't have fire.
Hey, if you
Ask me, the matter for ground. Oh yeah.
all right.
That's my answer.
All right, thank you, sister. That's the answer. All right, guys.
Heavy.
So the first trending story that caught our attention is that of the article that tells former President Jonathan to please forgive and forget. You know, Damilola, quickly, let me come to you. What's your submission on this trending?
Well, not too much. To err is human and to forgive is divine. We're all living for the fact that we still have life in us.
Yeah.
We have offended God, the Creator, one way or the other, every other day. And if the Bible that we read, the Holy Book says, forgive 70 times, 77 times
Yes.
in a day, I mean, how much more do you even want to offend people? So I would just implore former President Goodluck Jonathan to forgive and forget. If you forgive and forget, yes, another thing is that you might not be able to have a deep cordial association with whoever again, but it's good that looking forward and into posterity, we leave a clean slate.
Oh, all right. Damilola, I agree with you. I just feel that this life, you know, what goes around comes around.
Absolutely.
So the table can turn at any time. So I feel that in politics, again, they say never say never. And this is what Atiku now is sending delegates to former President Goodluck Jonathan to beg on his behalf for at least to have the support of the former President Goodluck Jonathan during his own campaign as APDP flag bearer and all of that. But one message to the leaders for me is the fact that I feel that, you know, we all need to tread carefully, and people in the public space should be more careful, especially when it comes to their acts and their actions. Because if you ask me, those videos that that they showed, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, videos don't lie. I keep telling people documentation is like a referral to whatever thing that could have transpired between yourself and someone, so they can be used against you tomorrow. And I remember vividly that in 2015, you know, when Goodluck Jonathan was the sitting president at the time, you know, Atiku discredited him. Atiku, you know, campaigned against him. I also saw a video where Atiku was actually really, you know, praising Buhari and the likes and all of that. Now tables have turned. Well, the only thing I can say right now, if I flip the coin in terms of giving another perspective to it, is that it just shows that he's a good person, in the sense that his action for me, the fact that he has a conscience to say that I need to seek for forgiveness. Quite a number of our leaders today, you know, it's like, I don't know what to say when it comes to that.
With the grudge.
Many of our leaders don't have that heart, and they are so ruthless. I think that is the reason why where we are today in this country, Nigeria, economically, health-wise, that is the reason why we are where we are. So the likes of Kike and co, yes, I'm saying this with my full chest, and I just feel that people like that do not come to the table to say they are seeking for forgiveness. Rather, they throw people under the bus. And I feel that also in the act that is supposed to be, you know, guarding them, so to speak, in the public space, in their own conduct of act in the public space, I feel that all of them, all the presidential candidates, even some of the governors in other states, you know, they've actually, you know, they've not followed it to the letter. And I'm asking myself, what is the police doing about this? Because I feel that we need an example to actually throw these people behind the bars. That is the only way you can actually guide our leaders on how to act publicly. So I'm asking, can some of our leaders actually put their ego aside to say that, you know what, for the benefit of the community at large, let me ask for forgiveness? No, because their ego comes to play. However, because of the powerful delegates that I saw that he raised, you know, that he sent people, for me, I just felt that, you know, this man has a good heart, like I said earlier. So Atiku must be careful also, is a message that I have for him on the platform today, because we have seen that all these politicians, so to speak, when it comes to support and the like, they could support you publicly, but behind cameras, you know, the private campaign is for another party. So even if Jonathan, so to speak, accept your plea and comes out to say, oh, I'm supporting you, but hey, be careful, that's not the kind of people that you actually want to take home with your two eyes closed. And I'm not saying this only to Atiku. I just feel that we live in a world today that people are very opportunistic in everything that they do. People will meet Omawumi, they will be doing math and minor. So my interaction with Omawumi, what is he going to do about everybody? So there are no true friendships. There are no new collaboration without selfish interest. So I'm asking myself, for our Nigerians, for people who are watching right now, I just feel it's unfortunate that we found ourselves in these circumstances, but we all need to be careful, even with our leaders, because it's obvious that we have just been merry-go-rounding with all the set of leaders. So finally, it's the fact that I think that I would like to close my insight of my submission by saying that forgiveness is key. We are all humans, and humans we shall continue to be, and there's no perfection in us. Omawumi, quickly, what's your take on this?
On what exactly?
Abab, you don't finish.
There is nothing I want to say that you have not said. You have finished. You see, the I was like, you don't say, huh? No, I don't. I'm very worried about my contributions with regards to politics, especially on TV. Of course, I have an opinion. Do I want to share it? Not entirely.
All right, and I appreciate that, and you can stay like that. Yes, and sorry, the second trending story that caught our attention is
still politics.
A little bit, but I'm tilting towards also Nigeria, and that is the Tanzania president. You know, that actually moved all the funds for Independence Day to special independence celebration to special children priority. Damilola, quickly, let me come to you. You know, what's your take on this?
I think President Samia Hassan, she's the Tanzania's first female president ever. Part of the things I gathered, I also saw that it was $445,000 for marked for their Independence Day celebration, and she diverted those funds into building 8 dormitories across the country for children with special needs. Now, this thing is it has to do with leadership, because her predecessor in 2015, former President John Magufuli, Magufuli, he diverted such funds in 2015 for roads in the capital of the country, and also in 2020 he did the same thing for medical facility support. So it shows me that it is leadership by example. If her predecessor had done such before, I mean, she just told the line. It's a culture, and this is what you also emphasize in our Nigerian day politics. Listening to most of your submissions, we don't even have a culture. It's what your predecessor did. There's what your predecessor did that you want to lay upon or even do more than. And at the end of the day, we are not doing so much for humanity and so much for ourselves. National cake. They will say they want to build cake, celebration cake, can you call billion? Like, who want to eat the cake? It's not the cake that we eventually use as thing to solve. So it's a pattern, and it's a laudable culture.
All right, fantastic one at that. I know, and I want to use this opportunity to warn our technical director Moses. Don't tell me, oh yeah, you know. My last, you know, my submission on this is the fact that I feel that Samia Hassan, you know, this is a very notable one for the president of Tanzania for a selfless gesture. That's what I want to use. The fact that a woman is doing this, and is a reflection of leadership. You know, I just feel that as a mother and as women who know that, who bear children, maybe the word is bear children, who are nurturers, because I feel women are nurturers, and that makes us do the right thing. You know, I like the fact that she's affectionate. Affection towards children is actually taking the center stage rather than, you know, politics. You know, and we may not even see the gesture from a man if it was a man that was actually ruling that country. Yes, I'm saying that again. So women have the heart; they don't want to see people suffer. I commend her for what she has done. I am quite certain that if other African leaders, you know, replicate this discretion like this, when I say Africa, I'm talking about Nigeria. Yes. Nigerian leaders, you know, let me use this opportunity to just, you know,
do like that.
So, you know, things will definitely change. Things will get better in our educational sector, in our health sector.
Not
you know, it's just unfortunate. I also want to use this opportunity to actually, you know, we never can tell, advocate for a woman president. You know, it is so unfortunate that the few ones who have, you know, risen, for lack of a better word right now, for presidential candidacy, like, you know, Khadijat or Okunu, you know, who have also shown interest, you know, during the chances of the primaries and the likes and all of that. You know, I just feel that the country as Nigeria, like I always say regularly, that why am I Nigerian? Even though I don't look like Nigerians, even though I feel that, you know, there are many, I have the privilege of other doership and all of that. I just feel that sometimes I ask myself, what am I still doing in this country? And this is somebody who can say that, you know, can actually, you know, do a lot of things, so to speak, you know. So it's just unfortunate that I feel that as a country we can do better, as Nigeria and as Africa. I wish that women who are in the corridor of power today can look at this and emulate and give other women a chance, or children a smiling or a future that is so promising. But quickly, what's your take on this?
Oh, definitely, I agree with you 100%. I in this case, usually I won't say anything negative, but I'm going to say negative stuff about our leaders in this country. Like you said, look at the person, her predecessor did something laudable, and then she decided to follow suit. What is happening in this country is that nobody is doing something good, so the next person that comes there does not have that, does not want to do that thing.
It's the culture.
It's the culture that that person is following. Please, Nigeria, my tired is tired. Let somebody do something, especially in the government. Do something laudable, so to sell aspiration, to sell hope. Let it not be that all our hope is dead. Do you understand? So I think that shout out to the president of Tanzania, you know, more grace for that wonderful deed. We try to do the little that we can. Nigerian leaders try to emulate such characteristics. It will go a long way. You cannot eat all the money. You will die and leave it.
All right, fantastic. Fantastic, Omawumi. And I must say that the entertainment industry and the likes of people like you who are A-list artists and actors, you know, you people have contributed to the GDP or the growth of this country. And I'm not saying it because I'm actually looking at you. You are somebody that I can say that, you know, I adore your work.
Thank you so much.
And the doggedness and, of course, the tenacity to continue to go despite the inflation in this country.
My sister!
On that note, we've come to the end of another interesting episode of Real Talk with Kike. And indeed, we had an awesome show. On today's show, courtesy our resourceful, vibrant, energetic guest, Omawumi. Many thanks again for coming on the show today. And of course, to your namesake, Omawumi. All right, well, my neck on this, but you got me. All right, many thanks. Till I come your way next week, remain kind to somebody and put a smile on somebody's face. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.